All right, Nick, what we have all been waiting. Round one, pick one, the biggest pick by far of the NFL draft. Jaguars are on the clock, and we have a surprise for people. Who are they going to pick here?
All right, so they're going offensive tackle Evan Neal out of Alabama. And this is all about sticking to the plan. Doug Peterson came in, the new head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and this offseason has been all about giving Trevor Lawrence help. They were very aggressive, giving offensive weapons. They brought in Evan Ingram at tight end. They brought in a number of receivers. They're trying to just create a better system around Lawrence for him to be more successful in year two. And Evan Neal being another starting tackle right away. He's a day one starter, started for 3 years, Alabama, was extremely productive, did everything extremely well at Alabama. There's some things he could improve on. He's got a lot, things to clean up a little bit here and there, but otherwise he's ready made to play in the NFL today. The guy's big. He's 6'7", 330, and he's lean. You see pictures of the guy and he looks like he's 6'7", 250. He's just a great athlete and a great pick here for the Jaguars at number one overall.
Yeah, and I love this pick. And here's the thing. People might be saying, okay, Aiden Hutchinson is linked as the best player in the draft. And, okay, well, maybe you can say that on paper. It's not the best fit for the Jaguars going forward. Could you use a piece like that? Yes. But what's the smart thing to do? I think it's to protect the guy that you have deemed your quarterback of the future, and Trevor Lawrence. If you get Alabama 3-year starter at a tackle position, that's almost a no-brainer. Get the highest level tackle in the draft that you can to protect Trevor Lawrence through this year. You don't want him to look like Joe Burrow out there running for his life every play, and it's kind of looked like that at times. So build your offensive line up to the max, and then go get other weapons down in the draft. But I think that this is an excellent pick for the Jags here, and who they're going to get after this.
Right. So just to clarify, they brought in wide receivers Christian Kirk and Zay Jones on top of Evan Ingram as well. Just wanted to add that to the mix. So adding Evan Neal will kind of complete the strategy there. All right, moving on to the second round. They're going edge defender Boye Mafe out of Minnesota. Mafe is an athletic freak. He's 6'4", 260 and ran a 4.5 340 at the combine. He also had an amazing Senior Bowl. According to everyone who was grading the Senior Bowl, he was the highest graded edge defender throughout all the Senior Bowl practices, and then went out and had 2 sacks in the actual Senior Bowl game itself. So this is a guy who has all the physical tools, and against top flight senior draft prospect competition, excelled at the highest level. The only reason he's available here early in the second round instead of being a first round pick is that he had some inconsistencies when he was playing in college throughout his career at Minnesota. I think this is a big high value position here for Jacksonville. They get a guy in Mafe whose ceiling is massive. He has all the physical tools in the world, and he seems to be turning the corner, recognizing his athletic abilities. This is a great pick here for the Jags in round 2.
If I say Alabama offensive linemen are a surefire thing, there's only one other division of linemen that I also agree, and that's the corn-fed Midwestern boys. You got the Nebraskas of the world, the Wisconsins of the world, the Iowas of the world, always giving, those farm-fresh, corn-fed boys out there who are excellent blockers. And I believe that's why Boye Mafe may have had a little bit of trouble in college at first. He's got all the tools, but being in a Midwest team like that, it's tough to go against the Tyler Linderbaums of the world. It's tough to go against those kind of guys. And I think him developing, showing in the Senior Bowl, okay, I get some other guys around me who can play. I can really show the spark. I think this is a perfect pick. And this makes up for not getting Aiden Hutchinson. You protect Trevor, but you also give yourself another tool on defense. And Jacksonville was at their best defensively when they were Saxonville, when they had Ngakoue and they had Calais Campbell. So this is another Ngakoue-esque pick for them to get them back to the glory days of defense.
All right, that's great. Great take by you there. I like that. All right, so Justyn Ross will be their third round pick. Justyn Ross, wide receiver out of Clemson. This is one of those connections we talk about all the time, where you have the quarterback and receiver college connection. We've seen it with Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, and they're going to recreate that in Jacksonville with Ross and Lawrence. Ross is a big guy, 6'4", 205 pounds, not necessarily a super fast speed guy. He's more of a wins the one-on-one matchups, tough physical guy. Was really productive when Lawrence was with him in Clemson. Really fell off and had some injury concerns when Lawrence graduated. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think it's a good fit, and it always seems to work out well when you get these college receivers and college quarterbacks coming back together.
Yeah, I think this is so crazy. Okay, we got Dawson Knox with Josh Allen. Great addition for that team. Some guy who maybe not been that known at the time, superstar in the NFL. You got Jamar Chase, who was a Super Bowl superstar. He also was in Super Bowl, so there you go. You got Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, instant connection. They played together. What more can you ask for? Then you see other teams catching on to the program, like, hey, Raiders, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams played together in college. Let's get that connection back together. I think it's a no-brainer here to pick up Trevor Lawrence, one of his most reliable weapons in college. It's there's tons of great receivers at Clemson, but a guy that, like you said, was most productive with Lawrence in college. So this is the plan that we have been saying forever now. Get them somebody that they are comfortable with, that they've been playing with for a while. Make the transition into the NFL easier. Okay, Jacksonville blew up the first year of Lawrence's career with the Urban Meyer experiment. Get him back to neutral. Give him someone he can trust, and that's Justyn Ross. So I love this pick here.
All right, so rounding out their final pick in the first 3 rounds, late in the third round, we're going to have the Jaguars taking Martin or MJ Emerson. He's a cornerback out of Mississippi State. Emerson's got good size. He's got all the physical tools. He actually played against Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and the high-flying LSU offense in 2019 and only gave up 1 catch that entire game. So he's played against the best competition and played at a high level. The problem with Emerson is inconsistent. He's played up to the competition, but he's also played down to the competition. But I kind of really like this guy. He's very aggressive in the run game. He's a good, solid tackler. I see him at the bare minimum coming in and being a special teams ace, maybe some substitution packages on defense, and potentially work into being a full-time starter. He's got the confidence and he showed the ability for what he did at Mississippi State against LSU. So I think the ceiling is there. He just needs a little time to develop to get up to it.
Yeah, and I love taking a flyer on a mid-round guy who has all of the physical tools, maybe has shown some flashes, but it's a little bit inconsistent. And that sounds to me exactly what MJ Emerson is all about. He's the one I know the least about of the bunch, but just hearing the comps to him, the fun facts, he only let up 1 catch against one of the most dynamic quarterback receiver combos in the NFL right now. A guy that has a high upside, but maybe a little bit of inconsistency, as long as they've shown a couple of flashes, I love taking a flyer on a guy like that in the mid-rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. So just to recap, in the first round, first overall, we have the Jaguars taking Evan Neal, offensive tackle out of Jacksonville. The second round, we have them taking edge defender Boye Mafe out of Minnesota. And the third of their 2 third-round picks, they take Justyn Ross, wide receiver out of Clemson. And with their last pick in the third round, they take cornerback MJ Emerson out of Mississippi State.